Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Midnight Suns Analytics Run. This episode is a little bit different. We're at the end of Act 1, and I thought it might be fun to take a moment here and show you a little behind the scenes of the analytics and how I build them. And it was maybe interesting to show some of the new things that I've added. I got to the end of Act 1 and making the videos for them, and I thought it would be cool to add some new things that make it easier for me to track things. Realistically, this kind of proves out that behind the scenes I'm just playing the video games in order to have spreadsheets to look at and goof around with. So maybe someday AI will come and replace all my analytics desires, but I like doing it and I like doing the stat tracking, and this is kind of the proof of that. So I thought I'd run through this spreadsheet and kind of show off some of the stuff. So here is the spreadsheet of episodes that I'm keeping track of. And you can see that I started posting on December 1st, and basically I keep track of when I played the game, when I cut the video, when I transcribed all the data, when I checked to see whether or not there are any achievements that I completed during that episode, making a thumbnail for the episode, analyzing, meaning grabbing graphs and tables from this spreadsheet to put into the video, recording the audio for the video, which is definitely my least favorite part of this whole process, and then editing the audio to fit on top of the video, and then uploading it to YouTube for all of you to see. And then I started to do some shorts from the videos, but it really doesn't feel like me, and it doesn't feel like something I'm interested in doing. It gets just absolutely way more views than anything else that I do, so part of me wants to do it more, but I just don't think that I'm adding anything of value to the universe by making those, so I think I'm going to stay away from shorts for a little while longer. I was looking through episode 3 and couldn't find anything that I was like, oh, I really got to make this into a short, so that sort of killed my buzz for making shorts for all 100 and some odd amount of episodes of this show that there's going to be. So as you can see, the episodes go back and forth between the fights and the Abbey until somewhere along the line we have a threat where I do an individual episode for that. This episode hasn't even come out at the time of me recording this, so though it's up and on YouTube, it hasn't been released to you in the public yet, so that's kind of interesting to see. So yeah, today is February 25th when I'm recording this, so we only just pushed this episode, the Hard Knock Life episode, a couple of days ago. And so I have already episodes scheduled through April. And then these are the episodes that I've already played through number 65 here. And then these are the ones that I have already analyzed and built the video for, but I haven't recorded the audio for. Here's the ones that I've cut the video for, but haven't done the data processing for. And here's the ones that I've played, but haven't even cut the video for yet. And you can see I've got a couple of achievements coming up in the next 13 episodes. This is a little bit of a spoiler, but that's pretty exciting. So this is how I keep track of the process of pushing things up to the YouTube page, and I just kind of copy paste this X and put it in different places when I've finished the work. And this isn't that automated of a sheet, but it really does help me to keep track of what I'm doing and what I need to do next, because the next thing I need to do is record these 3 audio, or if I'm not feeling up to that, I'll process some data or do some video editing. This general tracker has 2 things inside of it. It really actually only has this one on the left here, because this section over here about achievements is outdated. This left section checks all the missions that exist inside of Midnight Suns, and again, there's spoilers in here, but I don't think anybody's paying attention. But this is how many story missions I haven't done yet. This is how many general missions I haven't done yet. This is what episode the missions took place in. And then I just have a 1 if I've already analyzed it or if I've already posted it. And then just in case, for my own sake, I'm keeping track of when I've done repeats of certain episodes. So we still have 21 more missions that need to be accomplished before I'm done playing the game and I get to move on to my next video game. So still a ways to go, but I'm enjoying it still, and I'm excited. My characters have become absolutely OP at this point, so it's really easy for me to enjoy the game. I really like to play when I'm destroying rather than having difficulty. This is my newest thing that I've added is this achievements pivot. I'm pretty excited about it. So essentially what this does is in this box here, I put the episode number that I want to check. So let's say I'm working on the analytics for episode 55. I put the number in here, and it updates all of these boxes here to tell me whether or not I've hit the 100% on the achievement for that particular achievement. And once I've hit, petting Charlie 15 days in a row, actually we should be able to get there if we move this number up to 57, or maybe it's 58, 60. Oh, went up to 61, 63, 65. Okay, somehow or another, right around here, we should be able to get Charlie up to 15 days. I remember why this. Okay, well, totally wasting everybody's time, but this number actually is supposed to be attached to these other two numbers here and here. I'm getting ahead of myself. So anyway, so as we update this number up here, it updates the percentages of all of these values. And here we're tracking all of the achievements and when they occur, and I'm trying to get all these achievements done during this particular run. And these ones up here are one-off, so I'll just have to be able to check to see whether they happen during a given Abby episode. And the way that the rest of these work is through a series of graphs and pivot tables over here. Here we're keeping track of what the current dark score is for Hunter. Here's how many times I've modified a character, so on and so forth. All the different Hunter cards, how much money I've spent on glossing up Hunter's looks, which of the clubs I've been to, so on and so forth. And there's a bunch of different ones being tracked there. And then the fights have a different set of achievements involved in them, so we're keeping track of the story missions that are being completed, and we're getting close to passing this combat items number. If I update this to 65, we still haven't made it there yet, but we're getting close. I gotta start using more items, but they're all being tracked over here, and so these update automatically for me, and I think it's really helpful for me to be able to see whether or not I've accomplished all the achievements. This Fight Day Analytics thing is the tool by which I make the graphs that you see at the end of the episodes. So for example, if we update this to 55, it's going to change to if we update this from 50 to 52, it's going to change to the next episode's outputs, and you can see the different characters, and you can see the way that I update these. I'm especially proud of these delta numbers in these three graphs over here, these all-time rankings, because what they require is that these tables down here get updated, but also there's a second table down here that is the same number but one episode earlier. So we can see the difference between the two by seeing what Spider-Man's rank was as of the end of episode 50 versus the end of episode 52. So that's pretty fun. And here you can see all out is the new winner. Okay, so you're gonna get that a little bit of a spoiler for episode 52 coming out pretty soon. To build these dashboards and all these pivot tables, these are all powered by these pivot tables down here. These pivot tables are all powered by this raw data table. And this raw data table has a bunch of data that I manually input after watching and cutting all the episodes. And there's data through AM here. And basically, for each action that I take during the game, I write down who did it and who it was against and what the name of the card was and how much damage it caused and different little tidbits like did it have a knockback or did it have a heal and did the character level up and did it have a KO in it. And then lastly, there's this formula over here that is pretty complex and basically does a combination of just a bunch of different stuff that's happening on this row of data, and that creates a score for that particular move. Then for the Abbey, it's a pretty similar vibe that we have this output. You often see me take pictures of only like 2/3 of this, like that, and then I show two or three of these at once. Gosh, we're getting close on these reagents, and we're really close on that Charlie Love. That's all powered by a series of pivots over here, which are checking. This is the individual episodes pivots, and these are the overall to date pivots. And then there are two data tables that I have to populate from the Abbey episodes. One is the social table, which keeps track of, when we're having a conversation with somebody or increasing our reaction of light or darkness. And then the Abbey has a series of different stuff that I'm keeping track of. This is sort of exploration-related stuff, whether I opened a chest or found a tarot card. This is cards that have been added, and whether they are new or rare. Or this is the upgrades to cards that are done at the forge or the training table. This is gloss that got spent, so this is either for room updates or cosmetics. This is reagents that have been found so far. This is the club attendance, and then this is the research that's being completed in the Abbey. And so all these different things get updated manually by me each episode, and they allow me to do the 1 minute worth of analytics at the end of each of the episodes. It also lets me, doing the analytics itself lets me get smarter and get better at the game. I know a lot more about which characters are awesome because of this. I know which cards are really successful and which bad guys to watch out for. I think that now I know more than ever that Ghost Rider is the best. Although realistically, I need to send Ghost Rider and Storm back out to have more plays. Iron Man, I think I misunderstood and didn't love so much early in my playing this game. But now I'm really starting to see that it's a really powerful set of cards that Iron Man has, specifically Surgical Strike here. I always loved Nico the most in my previous plays, and not having her quite as high on this list has been really interesting to me. Captain Marvel, similarly, really high on the list, so I'm really surprised by that. And Magic being in the top 10 is really surprising. So that's the type of stuff that helps me keep track of what I'm doing for Midnight Suns Analytics, and basically that's it. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching this much, and thanks for watching 50 episodes. By my estimate, the total length of this series is going to be around 120 episodes, so we're less than halfway there. We're through Act 1, and we'll see you at episode 51.